therapist, physical therapist on the internet.
Hi folks, I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
We are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
The title of this program is Going from Sit to Stand When You Have Back Pain or Sciatica. It's really important that you do this correctly, otherwise you're kind of injuring your back each time you're getting up.
It's one of those things you don't think about, but once we show you, it'll make sense.
Yeah, we're trying to decrease the pain makers in your day, and this is part of it. This is especially true in the morning. All night long, we've mentioned this in other videos, all night long your discs are filling up with fluid. They're imbibing fluid, as you would say, Brad.
Yes.
And that means with increased fluid, there's more likelihood you could have damage from the bulging disc or herniated disc.
Right, because there's more pressure in there, and so getting up from a chair improperly increases the pressure further, causing risk for more injury.
So the first thing you want to do is when you're getting out of bed in the morning, you want to make sure that you get out with the back straight. So the big thing that we want to carry over through everything we mentioned today is first, you don't want to do it incorrect, which let me show an incorrect way to get out of bed or out of a chair is you go ahead and just lean forward like this, round out the back.
Right.
And then usually you got to really get your nose over your toes to get up out of the bed or out of the chair, and your back really rounds out.
Right, and most people aren't aware of this, but as therapists, we're extremely aware of it. And those are times when people say that's when their back hurts. Oftentimes, maybe not here, but the straightening up part becomes very painful, and then they kind of walk and it improves. But that's all part of that disc becoming deranged, if you will. That's the term that McKenzie uses.
We just want to decrease the amount of times you're having stress on your back, and that's one of them.
Sure.
So the other thing is that you want to do it correctly, and we like to use the Booyah stick or some type of stick, like you could use a broomstick or something like this. This is just, to me, a good visual for you. Let's say you don't even do this. Let's just say you think about it. All right, I got the stick here. It's got 3 points of contact. Brad's going to point them out.
Yep, so we're looking at right here, right at the belt line of the sacrum, the mid-back, and the head. And this red stick really helps make it a visual for you.
Right. So when you get out of the chair, you want to think of this. Really helped my wife when I was
switch hands once, Bob.
Sure. This really helped my wife because she
much better.
Right away started. Where's my hand? She right away when she started getting out of the bed, then she started thinking of like there was a stick in place.
Right.
That she had to make sure that all the points of contact were there. So we're not necessarily saying take a stick and do it, but think about the stick being there.
Before the Booyah stick, I used to tell my patients, imagine someone's got a 2x4 taped from your head to your back to your sacrum there, and visualize that. But I think this is even better yet. That the color sticks.
The other comment you made, Brad, is that as having something like attached to your head, a string attached to your head, and pulling you up.
Right, right.
So you're coming straight up like this instead of going forward like this.
Right.
Now, the other thing, Brad, you had mentioned is it's important to slide forward in the chair.
Right, exactly. It makes a big difference for the mechanics, so you get that straightness. And I always have my patients, I'll have them practice before they leave. Make sure you slide to the edge of the chair. You imagine that stick there, and then we're going to use the armrests if they're available to push. And like there's a string on your head, you're going to pull you straight up versus this. Straight up. And if there's no armrest, we talked about this, then you can push off your knees while you're maintaining that nice straight back posture.
When you're in the throes of back pain, quite often what happens, we don't even need to teach people this sometimes, because in order for them to get out of the chair, the only way they found they can do it without having pain is to keep their back just completely straight.
Right. The body's letting you know what to do.
Now, the other point we want to make is that you really want to avoid low surfaces for sitting when you're having back pain.
Right.
Especially like bleachers.
Right.
And luckily, like this seat right now is too low for Brad.
Right. And if you got an office chair, oftentimes they are adjustable and you may not even be aware of it. But you can see this really stresses my low back. And I'm going to be much more comfortable at this point and probably sit at the edge of the chair where I can maintain a good posture. Stools are a great thing if you can just
Yeah, especially like half, like you can half stand, half sit
right.
stools,
Yeah.
the higher stools. And if you are, if you do go to a basketball game or something or a football game, just go to the upper bleachers, and you can stand up quite often without blocking people's views,
Right.
or
Right.
stay on the floor
Right.
and
Well,
just stand.
I've already done it when my back was sore. Sit on the lower bleacher off to the side so I can easily stand up
Oh, sure.
and sit down and watch the game, and not get in any
And a
people's
lot of
ways.
times, you can even take something and raise it up a little bit. They have those cushions that helps a little bit.
Right.
Anyway, it gets you
A
up a
little
little
more
bit.
comfortable, yeah, and it gets you up higher.
So toilet is another issue.
Yeah.
They do have raised toilet seats, which if you are having chronic back pain, I think I would get one. They're not expensive at all. You can get them from Amazon,
Right.
and you can get raised toilet seats or commodes that actually have built-in arm rest or
Right.
arm supports too, so
Yeah.
you can push up on those, and they really help. And you mentioned that you had one therapist that would suggest they get onto the toilet backwards
Right.
sometimes.
So you're actually facing the tank or the wall, and when you do that, if this is a toilet seat here, you got to get around it. You're facing the wall, and it forces you to have good posture because you can't lean forward.
Right. Plus, you
Um,
got the tank to hold on
right.
to help lower yourself down.
And that's going to be an individual thing on your body size and how able-bodied you are. If you're older, you have some knee problems, that may not
You
be
may
an
not be able
option.
to handle that.
Right.
But I do find too, Brad, that it does help when I think about when I do my squats and stuff, even as putting your legs quite far apart.
Yeah.
It's easier for me to get further down than going like this,
Sure.
is if I'm wider apart already and going down.
Exactly.
So
From
even
here
getting out
to
of a
here.
chair, you can take that into advantage, put your legs apart a little bit further if you're allowed to.
Right.
So, all right, watch our next one in the series. Thanks
Very
for
good.
watching.
Thank you.